So first of all, you should know that Coastal is a family-owned company. We have a very old history. We founded in 1912 by Mr. Leopold Coastal. So we have more than 110 years history. We are talking about 2.5 billion euros turnover annually, more than 19,000 employees worldwide. We have presence in 46 sites and in 20 countries all over the world. There are 4 different business divisions. We have Coastal Automotive Electrical System. This is the biggest part, the biggest business division of Coastal and the oldest. Then we have Coastal Connectors, Coastal Industrial Electronics. This department was founded in 1912, and we started producing inverters for drive technology, inverters to adjust the frequency of motors inside the industries. And the 4th business division is the Coastal Soma, which is custom-made solutions for the industries. So based on the needs of our customers, we are adjusting or we are selling some machines for industrial applications. Here you see some of our partners, of our direct customers in the automotive sector and in the non-automotive sector. As you can see, giant companies like BMW, Volkswagen Group, Audi, Ford, Volvo, Hyundai, it's some of our customers in the automotive sector. So we are producing different electronic parts inside the cars. And this is our huge actually advantage, because you or your customers, your end customers, maybe they have already driven a car which is actually inside made by Coastal. Of course, you will never see the brand name Coastal. It is, you will find us in COM boards or in sensors, but we are inside in the most well-known industries, automotive industries. We are also producing many of components in the industrial tools or hand tools. So you will find us in ABB, in Miele, in Vaillant, in Vilo, many other companies that we have close collaboration. This is a slide with a little bit more information about the automotive electrical systems. As you can see, we are producing from switch panels and general switches up to electronic control units and also mechatronic modules. One of the most basic equipment inside the cars. And this sector is around 2.something billion euros our turnover annually. And this is the global map where Coastal has either R&D offices or factories or just sales offices. So you can see we have Coastal in North America in 5 different sites with close to 3,000 employees. Also in South America in 3 different sites with almost 1,000 employees. Many places around Europe, actually in 29 sites with factories or software implementation offices or sales offices, and also in Asia site, in India and in China, with 8 sites. Some factories are located as well over there. And in total, we have 46 locations and close to 20,000 employees worldwide. So we are talking about a truly big company with a global presence and with a lot of history behind us. That was the company presentation, but let's now move on to the main topic, which is the inverters, the solar inverters. In Coastal today, we could cover the needs of a PV on-grid, hybrid or battery inverter from 1.5 kilowatt up to 60 kilowatt inverters. We have a new updated product range and new models like 30, 50 and 60 kilowatt. You will see in the next slides. But the most important thing is that we have a long experience. We're producing inverters since 2005. So we have a long experience on the on-grid inverters, but also on the storage solution inverters, because Coastal was one of the first companies which implemented a hybrid inverter or a battery inverter, an on-grid inverter together combined with a battery inverter to have more self-consumption, to expand the self-consumption. So we have a long history on that sector. Let's see one by one all our inverters. Let's have a Coastal product overview to remind you our inverters. We are starting with a single phase inverter we called Pico MP Plus from 1.5 kilowatt up to 5 kilowatt. This product range has up to 2 MPPT trackers, integrated data logger. The DC voltage starts from 180 volt up to 900, and there is integrated DC switch. A full flexible inverter, because you can use it either as an on-grid inverter, normal on-grid inverter, or as a hybrid inverter, combination between PV modules and batteries, or as a battery inverter. So that means on the DC side of the inverter, you can connect only batteries, okay? So you choose the function of this inverter. And let's distinguish a little bit the battery capability and the hybrid capability. You see on the left side, we have the Pico MP Plus inverters with 1 MPPT tracker. So you can use it as a PV pure inverter. You can connect only DC modules on the DC input of the inverter, and you can self-consume the energy that you are producing. Or in the single MPPT tracker, you can connect only batteries in order to support an existing photovoltaic installation. As you can see in the second picture, we have an existing installation, okay, with another Pico MP Plus maybe, or with another inverter, doesn't matter. And the AC side is connected to the Pico MP Plus battery inverter. So we are charging the batteries of this inverter from the existing PV installation. And during the night or during the days that we don't have sun irradiation, we can take the advantage of the fully charged batteries to our consumption. On the right side, you see the inverters with the 2 MPPT trackers. So you can use it either as a normal on-grid PV inverter. Maybe you have two different orientation, east-west or south and west. So you can take the advantage of the 2 MPPT tracker, or you can use one MPPT tracker for the PV modules and then the second MPPT tracker for the connection of the batteries. And this is a hybrid inverter, a hybrid solution. So with one inverter, you choose how you will install the inverter and how you can gain the energy that you are producing from the sun. Let's now move to the three-phase inverter, the Plenticore Plus, from 3 kilowatt to 10 kilowatt. This inverter is a three-phase inverter with 3 MPPT trackers. There is integrated data logger. Also very important, we can install up to 50% more DC power on the inverter. You will see later on details about this on the datasheet. There is a DC switch, and the biggest advantage here is that we have one inverter, but there are two different functions. You can use it as a normal on-grid inverter, take the advantage of the 3 MPPT trackers in order to install photovoltaic modules in 3 different orientations, or as a hybrid inverter. How? You can install PV modules in the first and in the second MPPT tracker, and in the third MPPT tracker, you can install the batteries on the DC side. Let's see some examples. Here you see the connection of the 3 different MPPT trackers with PV modules, 1, 2, 3. You can have a product range from 3 kilowatt, 4.2, 5.5, 7, 8.5, and 10 kilowatt. Also, you can use the Coastal Smart Energy Meter. We called CASM, but it means the smart meter, Coastal Smart Energy Meter. And if you use it, then you can have the home consumption record in your portal. So you are producing energy, you have this information from the inverter, but also if you want to see the house consumption or the house loads that you have, you can install this smart meter and you can have all this information to the portal and to your mobile. You can use it as a hybrid inverter, 2 MPPT trackers plus 1 high voltage battery input. How you can do it this? You buy now the inverter. You can make it hybrid inverter anytime you wish. After 1, 2, 3, 4 years, doesn't matter. You have the same inverter. The only extra that you will need is the Coastal Smart Energy Meter and an activation code. You need to buy an activation code as an extra cost because the inverter needs the Costa Smart Energy Meter because it needs to know if we have consumption loads or not, if the house needs energy, okay? And the activation code in order to unlock the third MPPT tracker in order to connect the batteries. But the huge advantage here is that you will not exchange the inverter if the customer needs batteries after 1, 2, 3, 4 years. Then we move on to the Pico IQ, which is actually the same. Sorry about that. The same product range, 3 to 10 kilowatt. Almost the same characteristics with the Plenticore Plus. The only difference is that we have 2 MPPT trackers. So the Pico IQ is a cheaper version of the Plenticore Plus without the hybrid capability in cases that you don't want to install batteries never, or you don't need 3 MPPT trackers. It's a cheaper version, but with the same efficiency curve as the Plenticore Plus and the same characteristics like we will see later on. There is data logger integrated. We could install up to 50% more DC power, and there is also integrated DC switch. This is a pure on-grid inverter. Oopsie, sorry. Okay. Sorry about this mistake. So as you can see in this slide, there is 3 kilowatt, 4.2 kilowatt, 5.5, 7, 8.5, and 10 kilowatt. The same product range as the Plenticore Plus, but with 2 MPPT tracker and less price. Then we have the Pico 12 to 20. There is a Pico 15, 12, 15, 17, and 20. Up to 3 MPPT trackers, full flexible inverters with integrated data logger, up to 50% more power, integrated DC switch, and you can use it either for small commercial installations or for repowering. If you have old inverters from different inverter manufacturers, you could replace it with a Pico 20 or Pico 15. These inverters have 3 MPPT trackers. And here I have to say that in the past, we faced some problems with this inverter 2018, 2019, but we have recognized the problems and we have exchanged the software and also the diagrams of the topology of the inverter. And we are 100% sure that you will not face any problem with this series of the inverter. Now we are moving on to the latest inverter, the Pico CI, 30 kilowatt, 50 and 60 kilowatt. This is the latest inverters that we could present for commercial usage or repowering. The 30 kilowatt inverter has 2 MPPT trackers. The 50 and the 60 kilowatt inverter have 4 MPPT trackers. You could install up to 50% again here. There is DC switch, and also there is Wi-Fi, LAN, and the RS485 interface for the communication. Especially for this inverter, let's summarize a little bit the advantages. For the 60 kilowatt, you could have up to 66 kilowatt maximum output. So for example, the 500 kilowatt project, you could install, you could make it with 7 pieces of Pico CI 60. It is standard, the LAN communication with 2 slots of RJ45. The system voltage is up to 1100 volt. It's a high efficiency inverter, more than 98%. And also I have to mention here that the derating curve is really very good for high ambient temperature. The maximum current per MPPT is 37.5 ampere. We could have string monitoring and also individual string shutdown in case of an error. So the system will not complete shutdown if we have a problem in a PV module, but it will be individually shut down the PV string that we have the problem. The Pico CI 30 has 2 MPPT trackers with 6 DC inputs, while the Pico CI 50 and 60 have 4 MPPT trackers, 10 inputs the Pico CI 50, and 12 inputs the Pico CI 60. I have also to mention that, okay, you can find it in Onninen's web shop, and in any day now, we are waiting from Electric Levy. They have accepted, they have gave us the approval but it's a matter of time to be uploaded in their website of Electric Levy. Also the Pico IQ 3 kilowatt and the Planticore Plus 3 kilowatt. So you will find it in the next days, but we got the approval. This was an overview about our product range. Okay, maybe you are familiar with this. Maybe there was some news about the Pico CI or the Pico IQ. In any case, if you have any question, please write it on the chat or send us an email. Now we will move on with a Planticore Plus inverter and the BYD system. There are two, as you know, different batteries, the HVS and HVM. We will see the difference. But let's start with a Planticore Plus inverter with a system description. And here you will see some of our great advantages and great feature of this inverter. First of all, we are talking about a PV hybrid inverter with the capability of the connection of the battery optionally anytime you wish. You don't need to do it from the beginning. But this is the main advantage that your end customers or you're ready about the hybrid capability of this inverter. You might know that we would not connect in such systems any battery you wish. There are specific compatibilities with specific batteries, and we are working and we expand this list every day, but of course needs time. You will see later on with which batteries we are compatible right now. 3 MPPT trackers give us a full flexibility for different roofs, either with small shadows or with different orientation, and an extended MPP range, perfect for repowering if you want to exchange it with an old inverter. It is a smart connected. I have to mention that the communication board, we call it smart communication board because the board it's running Linux, the operating system. And also you can, since there is the integrated data logger and also the LAN interfaces, you can monitoring your PV system either from the portal that we have or from your mobile app. There is a dedicated application for the operation of the inverter. Also, there is a USB slot that you can take the advantage and connect a Wi-Fi bridge. So you can have the power supply of the USB stick and the data transmission through the RJ45. So you can communicate it wireless with your inverter. We have found a nice solution and cheap solution. We are not selling this device, but if you need more information, we can send you later on. Also, there is the fast self-learning shadow management. This is a great feature. You will see in the next slide what I mean with this feature, but you can gain up to 30% more yield in cases that we have shadows in a roof, either by trees or by antennas and so on. We could have dynamic active power control and 24 hours home consumption measurement with the Coastal Smart Energy Meter. And also, we are talking about an inverter with a simple device configuration. There is a wizard commissioning, only some questions at the beginning from the display, and the inverter is ready to feed into the grid. Separated installation area, you will see, you will never come in contact with the main circuit inside the inverter. So there's a specific area for the connection of the power cables. And also a great feature that we launched before some weeks is the auto update. So once you buy a Coastal inverter, a Planticore inverter, there is the auto update function. And if the inverter has Ethernet, if it is connected to the Ethernet, then the inverter will be always updated because once the factory will release a new update, firmware update, then all the inverters will be automatically updated. So you could save time and money because you will never need to visit the installation and make manually the update. It will be always updated by Coastal. Of course, we're giving you the opportunity to choose if you want automatic update or manually update. Okay, it's up to you how you will handle it. And if you're running an old inverter or if you already install it, no problem. You can update the firmware, and then from the latest firmware update, then you can have the auto update function as well in the previous inverters. And this is the shadow management. I'm really very happy about this feature because we have seen really smiles from our installers, because in cases that we have partially shadows in a PV string from long trees, antennas, chimneys, whatever, you can activate this shadow management. And what is it? It's an improvement in the algorithm of the MPPT tracker. So the shadow management can predict, because the inverter keeps historical data, so can predict the time that we will have shadow and can adjust more quickly and more efficiently the maximum power point in the IV curve. So we could have, at the end of the day, up to 30% more yield if you compare it a partially shadowed PV system with another system without the shadow. And you see on the right side of this slide two different photos. One without the shadow management. You can see here that we have some shadows. And the next day with the shadow management. So we can see that we almost eliminate the shadows, as you can see in this diagram, which is actually from our portal. Also, the biggest advantage is that you can enable in the string or in the input that you have the problem in order to avoid extra losses. So you can use it only directly to the problem, this shadow management system. So please take it under consideration, and please share with us the results if you're facing problems with shadow in real systems. Let's go a little bit deeper in the Plentycore Plus, which actually has an integrated EMS, an energy management system. It is integrated. You don't have to buy, something else extra. It is only the activation code in order to install the battery. And here, what you see at number one, the PV energy consumption via local consumers to charge the battery, feed into the public grid. Number two is the battery energy consumption via local consumers. Number three is the grid. And number four is some AC energy suppliers, because you can use external AC sources in order to install the battery of the Plentycore. Either you can use it an external wind turbine or another PV system, whatever. But the most important thing is that the energy management system, it is already integrated. So the inverter decides how to handle the energy. There are some priorities of how to handle the energy that the inverter is producing from the PV energy, from the PV modules. So the first priority is to cover the consumption loads in the house. Then is to charge the battery. And then during the night is to send the energy from the battery to the consumption. The latest, or the priority with no so important is to get energy from the grid, because the main scope is to reduce the electrical bill. Okay, this is the main scope of the inverter. Also, I have to mention that in case that we have a power off, so we have a power off from the grid provider, the inverter will switch off because the inverter could not work. We need an external backup solution, which actually is not available right now. The system has been designed according to the self-consumption scheme. We used to have in the past backup systems. Costar was one of the pioneer companies that was producing backup systems, external devices that needed for the power off. But we saw that it's more expensive to add batteries and backup system only for some hours per year that we will have power off. Because you can imagine that in Germany, the average power off is 5 minutes annually for whole year. Of course, in some other countries or in specific areas, we have some hours of power off, but this system is not designed for a power off. But at the same time, since we saw that there is a demand for backup systems, we are preparing, it is under consideration, and we will have a solution in the future, but not right now. This is the compatible battery inverters. As you can see, they are DC coupled and AC coupled. When we say DC coupled, it means that the batteries are connected on the DC side of the inverter. and it is charged by a DC source, while AC coupled means that the inverter, the battery is connected on the AC side of the inverter, and it is connected and it is charged from an AC source. Right now, we are working with BYD, BMZ, and Axitec, Varta, SolarVatt, and Senec, and also Naila company, a Swedish company with batteries, but it's not listed right now here. It's a new collaboration, but Naila, it is also a compatible battery storage system for coastal, and it is under preparation the LG battery. Here you see a combination of the Coastal Smart Energy Meter. There are two different positions that we could install. One is to the home consumers, so the smart meter measuring what is the consumption load right now. And also we could install it in position 2 at the grid connection point. So the meter measures the energy that we are sending to the grid. There are two different positions. Let's move a little bit forward. Here you can see the front view and the bottom side of the Plenticor Plus. Number one is some cover screws, the connection area. Number two is the open connection area, and you see part of the smart communication board. Actually, is the only area that you can see, and you can come in contact with some from inside of the inverter. Number three is the display. Number four, the DC switch. And number four is the front view cover. Also, you can see the bottom side where we have the fans, also the DC connection, and also the cable openings for the communication cables and for the AC cables. For the smart meter, I already mentioned it, that is an extra device. There is running also a special campaign together with Onninen, so you can find it with an extra discount. It's good if you want to measure the home consumption in a house, and it is mandatory if you want to install batteries in your PV system. Here you see the technical data of the Plenticor Plus, starting from 4.2. Okay, it's missing the 3 kilowatt here. 5.5, 7, 8.5, and 10. The maximum PV power that you could have. So you can see that 10 kilowatt you could install up to 15 kilowatt. Please be aware of the maximum PV power per DC input. So every input could produce up to 6.5 kilowatt, no more. There is a limitation. Also, the input voltage range starting from 120 volt up to 1000 volt. The maximum working voltage is 900, and the maximum input current is 13 ampere. Also, you see the efficiency curve of the Plenticor Plus 7 and 10 kilowatt, which is actually the same 97.2%. This is the connection with the compatibility with the BYD battery box, the premium. As you can see, there are two different types, the HVS and the HVM. With the HVM, we can have a slower charging time, let's say. So if this is not a problem for the end customer, but we can have more capacity in the future. So for example, with the HVM, you can reach up to 22.1 kilowatt hours. And this is very important. With the HVS, you will have faster charging time of the battery, but the maximum system that we could have is 12.8 kilowatt hours, as you can see here. Also, there are modules, battery modules, for example, 2 to 5 with the HVS battery systems, and starting from 4 modules up to 8 modules with the HVM BYD battery system. You see also the nominal power, the nominal voltage, sorry. So for 10 kilowatt hours capacity system with the HVS, it's 409, as you can see here. But with the HVM, it's 204. Okay, and this is why I told you there are different charging times between the two systems. The interface with the inverter, the connection with the inverter and the communication is RS485 interface. Let's move with the installation and the scope of delivery. So once you buy a Plenticore inverter, you will receive the wall bracket at number 2, of course, a short manual. Then you will receive also some SunClicks DC connectors per DC inputs. Number 5, which is very, very important, the multi-hole seal with sealing plug for screwing the network cables. And number 6, some screws, 3 actually pieces of screws with a plug S8 for mounting the inverter. This is how you can connect the AC cable. And I could say that it's very important. As you can see, there are 2 covers. The gray one is a plastic cover, but behind this gray plastic cover, there's another one. It's a metal cover which will protect definitely the inverter from high temperature or for any problem that you can imagine, dust or whatever. There is a real installation that we saw a couple of weeks before that there was a fire in the installation. Actually, it was in a bigger size plant in field installation, and there was a huge increases of temperature, and nothing happened to the inverter because there is a plastic cover here, but we didn't have any damage inside the main circuit of the inverter. So it's a robust construction of the inverter. You only have to disconnect the household power supply if you want to open the cover, then to open the screws, and then you can also open the metal cover, loosen the screws of the lower cover, and then you will see the green terminal here, which is actually for the connection of the AC cable. You can use any type of cable, either types, both solid types like NYMJ or NYYJ, and also flexible cables can be used. This is the AC terminal. The maximum cross section is 6 square millimeters. And please be aware, it's very, very important to use the sealing ring like you see on the number 3 here, in order to avoid to have humidity inside the inverter, and especially also for the communication cables, very important. And once you pass the cable inside the inverter, then you have only to use a screwdriver like you see here, and then you open the contact. The cables is on the round holes, not on the square holes. Square holes is only to install, to put the tool inside in order to open the contact and then to insert the cable inside. And also in some countries, there is a legislation that the inverter needs to be grounded, connected with a ground connection. There is also ready space here where you can do it at number 2 over here, as you can see. This is the DC connection. We are using SunClicks from Phoenix Contact, 4 and 6 square millimeters. I think the maximum cross section for the DC cables is 6 square millimeters, but you can find it inside the package, the SunClicks. Also, let's say some words about the Coastal Smart Energy Meter. It looks like the photo that you see right here. There are some status LEDs. Number 1, the number 2 is the network LED, and the number 3 is the serial bus LED. And also there is a small reset table taste inside there. And according to the situation, if it is flashing green or red or orange, there are the relevant description if the device is ready to use, or if the firmware needs to be updated, or if there is connection with the inverter, or if there is no connection. And the most important thing is that the smart meter is already pre-configured. You don't need to make any settings to this meter. You only have to connect the serial bus connection, the Modbus connection. And if you choose, you see there are 2 different slots. We called A and B. If you install it to the A slot, then the meter understands that you will connect it with a Plenticore Plus. If you will install it on the B side, then the smart meter realizes that you have connected with a PicoAmp Plus. It's very easy, the installation. You only have to install it on the main electrical box of the house, and then with a serial bus connection, you have connected to the smart COM board of the Plenticore Plus. No any settings needed. That's it. Very easy. We already mentioned this before. Also, I have to mention that this meter measures up to 63 amperes. The current that can measure in a house installation is up to 63 amperes. If you want to measure more consumption, higher current, then you can use external current transformers, and you can measure up to 5,000 amperes. You only have to make a connection between your laptop and the smart meter and choose the current transformer ratio. Okay, from here. That's it, nothing else. Then we are moving on with the connections of the smart communication boards. And at this point, Sterios will take care.
Yes, okay, let me share my screen.
Okay.
Okay, you see the agenda
Yes.
slide? Okay, great. Hello to all. Let's have a quick overview over smart communication board connections. Starting from left to right, on number one, there is a contact that can be activated or deactivated in order to use the produced energy for a self-consumption device, a heater, for example. This can be controlled with the web server of the inverter. On number two, we have the digital interface for a ripple control receiver. This is mainly used in Germany, where the grid provider can request to minimize the production. So they have this contact to control the production of the inverter. Number three is the terminal for the battery communication. This is the RS485, where you connect the battery for the communication with the inverter. On number four, it's the terminal for the connection of the smart energy meter. On number five, there is a USB, which is not used right now for something. In the future, it will be used for as a Wi-Fi with a SIM card for internet. And on number six is what we use for internet now. It's a RJ45 Ethernet connection. This is the battery, the BYD battery. Here's the connection on the top rear of the battery with the communication and the equipotential ground. To access this area, you need to open the top rear panel, where we can see, have a picture here. Here's the overview of all the connections between BYD and the inverter. You can choose the serial connection. We have two options here. I don't know if you see my mouse. Here is the first option for the RS485 connection, or you can also use a simple jack for an Ethernet jack. Here we have three deep switches where we have to have them located to the left always. Here is the plus and minus for the DC connection from the battery to the inverter. There is a terminal switch where it is deactivated if you open the rear panel. So remember that the battery cannot be used with open rear panel. And here is the equipotential earth. Here we see all the connections. Here's the serial connection, where with the two options from the battery side, and here's the smart communication board of Plenticore, where we have the connections RS45A, B, and ground. Here's the referral on the other side, or you can choose the plug on top to directly connect the cables for the same reason. Here is the connection of a smart energy meter. As you can see, you can use the A contact for the serial connection. This is pre-configured, and you don't need to do anything. What you need to do if you want an additional PV system to be working as a excess energy generator, you just need to activate this box. You just check this box, and the battery can also be charged by the excess energy of this additional PV system that is located in parallel with this one, the Plentycore. Here's the overview of the RS485 connections. We have one connection from the inverter to the CASEM, the Coastal Smart Energy Meter, and another connection to the battery. Like I said, you don't need to do anything, because if you use the A interface, you don't need to sign in and do any settings. Everything is plug and play here. Here's the LAN connections from the inverter to the switch. Also, if you have the AC charging of the battery with an extra inverter that is working in parallel to the AC system, you can connect everything on a switch, have everything on the Coastal Solar portal, and you can see separately all this production. All the data from the CASEM and the battery can be sent to portal from the Plentycore software. Like I showed you in the beginning, here is the RS485 connection that you connect the router. This is you need an Ethernet cable to connect it inside the house, but there is also an option to use a Wi-Fi LAN repeater, so you can connect the repeater instead of the router here, and with the Wi-Fi it can connect to the router inside the house and have everything fast. Let's see battery activation. In order to use the battery, you have to deactivate the third input of the inverter and switch it to charger. In order to do this, you need to pass a code inside the software of the Plentycore, and this code can be purchased by the Coastal web shop. You just need to follow this link. You will go to the shop of Coastal. You go to activation code, Plentycore Plus, and you can see the battery activation code option, where you just enter the serial number and add to cart. This code can be used inside the software, as we will see later on the commissioning, on the installation of the battery. Let's move to the installation. Like Yannis said, we have two models of batteries. It's the high voltage small and high voltage medium. You can identify each one by the mark on the side. It's with one line or with two lines. Everything works the same and it's installed exactly the same. There is nothing different. Only the characteristics that Yannis told you from the technical details. Here's the scope of delivery, what you receive. So you receive the base, the controller, and the modules. It depends on your order. There are also some additional things like the manual, the hints that you should use to secure it by screwing it on the wall, and some additional security screws that you put, as we'll see later on. But you will also need some extras like the power cable, some extra screws, the LAN cable, and the ground and the sleeve for the ground. You should pick carefully the installation place because it should be secure from the sun and from the rain, again, far from flammable materials, and in a place that is never below -10 or up to +50 Celsius degrees. The first thing you should do is mount the feet on the base. Put the base in the installation place, in the exact installation place where this battery will always be. Don't mount it directly on the wall. You need this space that will be covered by the mount on the wall. After the base is put in the place, you should start putting the modules, one on top of the other. Last, you put the control module, and you are finished with the hard work. You now just need to secure everything from tilting. So you need to mount these screws in order to secure them from lifting, and also mark the holes and put the security hinges on the wall. After you do everything, you just switch on all the switches that are on the front top of the battery. There's an installation app that you can get from Google Play or App Store, depending if you have an Android or an iPhone phone. You just install it on your smartphone, start the application, choose language. You will see a welcome message, then a privacy policy message, classic like in all apps. You just confirm. And then you start configuration. Let's just click Start Configuration here. Accept this script on the drop-up box message, because you will need to refer to the battery box the firmware with everything new and in terms of inverters and the settings. Just download firmware, wait for 1 or 2 minutes, and then you are okay. Now, if the installation place has no internet, you should take care of these first steps prior of going to the installation place where you have internet. After that, you can move on. We can move on with step 8, where you switch on the wireless LAN on your phone in order to catch the Wi-Fi signal from the battery. The Wi-Fi signal, the hotspot of the battery, is always starts with BYD. So you can identify it in the networks your phone will find. You just click on it. It will request a password, which is BYDB-box. Confirm, and then you will have to, if you like, you have to update the firmware. It's a good idea to do that anyway, because maybe you will have everything empty here. So in case you have everything empty here, anyway, you will have to update the firmware. And when you press update firmware, the application will pass the data to the BYD. It's a 2 or 3 minutes work, and then you are finished. You just need to click confirm, and everything, all the firmware is passed to the BYD. Just set the time and confirm. And then you have to pick from the inverters list the coastal inverter and confirm. There's another 2 steps for ending with configuring. First is the system. So you have to choose the system you got, the battery, if it is HVS or HVM. and confirm this. And then you have to select how many modules you have installed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and confirm again. And last step is the grid. You need to check if it is an on-grid. Of course, it's an on-grid with Plentycore. And if it is a single or three-phase. After you do all the settings and confirm, you just submit all the settings and you are finished. If there are any problems, please check everything. And if you don't find any mistake, please contact us or BYD, because for sure something is not right there. Commissioning. Now, how do we commission this whole system? First, we switch on the Plentycore. Then we switch on all the switches from the battery. And then we activate the DC switch. We put it in position 1. Then we need to enter the web server of the Plentycore and go to the extra options where we have to put the activation code we purchased from the web shop. If we already did this in the beginning, in the installation, in the commissioning, we don't need to do this. We only, yes?
Just to mention the Stergios that this activation code, we can do it also directly from the display of the inverter. It doesn't need to connect to the web server. You can do it both options,
Yes.
either from the display or from the web server. That's it. Yeah.
Yes, it's also in extra options on the display of the inverter. You will see extra options and you will click in and it will ask for the activation code. It's the same thing, yes. And then you should go to the battery settings, where you should choose BYD as a battery. This is the 2 steps you need to do. Now, for the communication, you need to make sure that the ground is okay. Okay means that it is less than 5 ohms. If it's more than 5 ohms, there may be problems with the communication between the inverter and the battery. So please troubleshoot, measure the earthing resistance, and make sure that everything is okay there. That's it for the battery commissioning.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Stergios. And let me say some words about the smart warranty. Give me one moment only. Not this. Okay. Okay, let's say to you some words about the smart warranty. When you buy a Coastal inverter, it has 2 years warranty. You need to visit our web shop, create an account only once, and then you need to register the serial number of the inverter that you purchased. It's very simple. You can create the account, and then with 5 steps, you can register the serial number, and you get other 3 years free of charge. So in total, you will have 5 years warranty. It's very easy. I will share the link right now in the chat. And for this procedure, we graded your accounts. Mainly, we offer it only to installers, to professional accounts, with €5 for each serial number. So once you gather a sufficient amount of money, you can buy something from our web shop, like extra warranty or some accessories. It's up to you how to handle it. Why we implemented this? You might know that Coastal sells only to some distributors. Onninen is one of our strategic partners in Baltics in general. So we never come in contact with the installers. So we implemented this policy because we want to know the installers who is buying Plentycore or Coastal inverters in general, and who is more active. So we can realize it through our web shop, and we can see and say, okay, this installer has bought 20 inverters, so we would like to offer him a dummy inverter. I'm just saying to you some ideas and some things that we are doing in other countries. So please register the serial number of the inverter. You have 6 months to do it from the day that you purchase the inverter. The end customer is also possible to do it, but he will not get the €5 credit. But you, as a professional installer, you will get it. So please create your account and register the serial numbers that you have either already purchased or the future inverters that you will get. Also, please subscribe to our newsletter list. I will send you right now the link where you can subscribe in our newsletter list if you want to get this presentation, because we are following the GDPR rules, so we could not send you email unless you have confirmed that you want to receive from us a newsletter. But also, you will be informed about the certified installer program that we will start in a few weeks in Estonia. The great advantage is that you will be listed in our website. We have a specific web page, where end customers can search for installers. So after you participate in 2 webinars, pure technical webinars, you will be able to get the certified installer logo and use it on your website, but also you will be listed in our website. And I'm going to share with you right now. So please, you can find it on the meeting chat, and you can subscribe in our newsletter list, and you will be informed about the certified installer, but also to get this presentation. We really thank you for your time. Just also to mention, we are just 1 hour in our presentation. There is a new portal. We have updated the portal. Please visit if you want to see some reference sites. You can do it in this link. I'm just right here. Also, the link of the new portal and the reference sites. Before you create your account, you can see how the data looks inside different installations, hybrid, battery, on-grid inverters. You can see it from the reference sites. We know that we faced a lot of problems with the previous portal, but we have update server interfaces, everything. So now it's working really very good. And yeah, we would like to thank Onninen, Mr. Kalev, for this opportunity to give us. And please, if you have any question, please don't hesitate to contact us. I will write also my email in the chat if someone wants to ask something more.
Thank you, Jānis. Thank you, Sergios. Now, please, questions. If somebody have some questions, it's good to ask.
Yes.
Okay, I have one question. What kind of scenarios we can use with battery management? We can, I know that we can store in battery excess energy. Is there anything else with scenarios, special scenarios, timing scenario, or?
There are, first of all, this option, the battery option, is something very useful for all of us, because we are all working people that are missing the best time of the day with the production. We are away from home. So this production of energy cannot be used for self-consumption elsewhere, elsehow. So with the battery, you have the chance to collect all this energy and use it in the evening or in the night when you are in your house. That's the main and the basic issue with battery storage. Now, what else you can do? When you install the battery in a house,
Actually, there is a function about the winter mode, you know, and this is useful for Estonia, for example, that there are many days without any sunlight. You can turn it to the winter mode, and the battery will be charged from the grid, just a little bit.
Thank you very much, Ioannis.
Just,
that was my stack was exactly this one, because I was start thinking something different. I forgot the winter mode. Thank you very much.
You know, just to protect the battery, it will be charged the battery a little bit from the grid in order to be saved and not to destroy the battery. This is one option.
Yes.
Okay, is it possible to charge from grid in nighttime if is electricity price very low, an example?
I'm not sure if it is by default or it is under preparation. At the moment, I will not answer this question. I don't know if Sterios has.
No, I don't know that. It's the only option is the extra PV system. No grid for the moment, at least.
For sure, you could charge the battery from external AC power sources. Like as I told before, the external wind turbine, for example, or for another PV system. You can.
It would be good to have this option in depending from electricity price.
Yes, of course. This is the main issue. For example, in our country, it's not so. It doesn't worth it much, at least.
Also, sometimes depending from the grid operators, if they allow to have connected an on-grid battery system and to be charged in a regular base during night, for example, it's a matter of also of legislation.
Yeah, we can use this option.
Okay. That's nice. That's good.
And the difference on the prices on the charges on the night is sufficiently different?
Yeah, so, there is also minus price in very special time.
Okay, then it's worth it. Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
We will check on it.
Yeah, it would be good. Okay, maybe some more question, please. Okay, seems we don't have no questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can end this meeting, this webinar.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much
for joining in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And next webinars, we will meet in next webinars.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have a nice day. Yep.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Nii, tänud kõigile osalemast ja kohtume meie järgmistel webinaridel.